Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary. We're actually watching another game from the TSL, and this is the second weekend tournament. We had the first one last weekend, and that ended up between Strelok and Tarson. And this time we have a game between Smuft, who is the Protoss player sitting at the probe right now for a proxy rush, and BRAT. He spells his name BRAT, so BRAT-OK in capitals. I don't know much about this guy, but he plays Terran. He's spawned as the purple Terran right at the top. This map is Peaks of Beakdu. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I think it's Beakdu. We've got Smuft now as the Teal Protoss at the 6 o'clock. Sorry I got into this game so quickly, don't have much of a chance to introduce them, but Smuft straight away putting down a pylon right next to the cliff there near Brat's base, so we'll be seeing a proxy gateway, and I'm not sure whether he's going to be putting down two gateways or just the one, but we'll find out shortly. And yeah, we're in the Team Liquid Star League weekend tournament final. This game once again between Smuft and BRAT-OK. Putting down the gateway down there is by Smuft, the Protoss player, and off we go. So this probe will appear in Brat's space just as a standard scouting drone for all. Scouting probe for all Brat knows, and Brat putting down a little bit of a block at the entrance. Hopefully he manages to get the block secured, and oh my god, almost got the gas steal, but Brat being very quick there, just taking the refinery right before Smuft can put down an assimilator on top of the vent. So quick play there by Brat, and we have got one gateway gone down, no second gateway, so it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a slower kind of proxy rush. God, puts down a pylon right where Brat wanted to put the gap, so that's going to be a pain. He'll be able to sneak a zealot in between the gap there. The pylon isn't wide enough to prevent the zealot from going through, and first zealot going out now, but Brat has actually spotted the proxy, so Brat will have a significant amount of time to actually defend against this. And the pylon has gone down, he hasn't bothered to cancel it or anything, so SCVs will be able to take that out. So I'm kind of feeling like this is not going to be a very successful proxy rush by Smuft, but we'll see one zealot moving out now. And I think that's Brat putting down, yeah, it's a bunker. Brat putting down a bunker, and that first zealot's being blocked by the SCV, the Marine's getting plenty of hits on it, so first zealot seems to be stopped fairly well in its tracks, and I think that's the key to stopping these sorts of rushes. If you can actually deal with the first zealot in a really comfortable fashion, then defending all of the previous or the following zealots is just going to be a lot easier, and that's generally how it works. If the Protoss player can't keep any momentum, then it's not going to work too well. Smuft putting down a cybernetics core next to the proxy pylon. He's already lost that pylon there in Brat's space, but it looks like we're going to be seeing some pressure with some Dragoons. That could be doing a bit more damage, because these Zealots are definitely not going to be able to get through into Brat's space, but if he has a Dragoon there, then it's another story. Brat has been put behind a little bit, just to... having to build a bunker and building the Marines just has put him behind a little bit, and he's not going to be able to get the factory up as quick as he'd like to, but bear in mind that Smuft is actually behind as well, and this proxy may actually cost him a fair amount of momentum in the game if he doesn't cause a lot of damage. These Zealots doing really well to take out a lot of Marines and ACVs. I'm surprised he hasn't killed that Zealot down to a sliver of health. Oh my god, almost killed that Zealot, and he's still having to contend with it. And we've got Dragoon range being upgraded right now. I'm expecting a Dragoon. Yeah, there's a Dragoon right there. Another Marine coming out to help out against these Zealots. Remember, one of those Zealots is almost slivered, and another Zealot there is at full health, so he doesn't need to bring in the damaged, the injured Zealot in just yet. Finally, we've got a factory going down for for Brat. But Brat's got a SCV in Smuft space, so he'll be able to scout around just to check out to see whether Smuft is going to be building any quick Dark Templars or anything like that. All he's doing is making a second gateway at home. Remember, Smuft hasn't got an expansion at this point, so both players looking fairly even. I actually have to give the advantage to Smuft at this point, even though that he's under pressure. There's no way that Smuft is going to be able to get into Brat's base, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see any damage, further damage here from the Protoss. That Dragoon's in a great position there to start sniping buildings, but again, he's not going to be able to do enough damage to really make this count, and Brat is actually aggressively countering here with a lot of SUVs. I'm not sure if I even need to do this, but a whole bunch of them coming out now, and just trying to sort of squeeze their way around and surround the Protoss player, and Smuft isn't going to fall for that. He's backed out his troops, and yeah, I don't actually think that was necessary by Brat, but who knows? Maybe he was just worried there were more units there than he thought. Alright, so a bit of a standoff here. Whenever there's a standoff in this sort of situation, you really got to hand it to the Terran player and give the Terran player the advantage, because it's the onus is really on the Protoss player to inflict a lot of damage, and he's not really doing that at this point. As you can see, the Dragoons sniping away at the Marines, but they're not taking any damage because of the elevated position. And when you're high ground like that with the Marines, you really don't take much damage from Dragoon fire, and that's kept Brat safe at the moment. He's built up a lot of forces on the ground. He's ready to push out as soon as he gets some tank support, and then you'll see a command center going down. In fact, I'd expect to see a command center going down any time now, because he's fairly safe from Smuft's offensive here, and he can just float down the command center later on. And there's the first tank able to start shooting back at the Marines, returning some fire. So returning some fire at the Dragoons. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Marines. Wow, okay. A lot of Dragoons mounting up, but we've got Brat actually sneaking a Vulture around. He might have actually cleared the small mineral patch at the second ramp to his base, and now we've got the... Yeah, he did. Just spotted it there. And the Marines sneaking... the Vulture sneaking around to check out Smuft's base. Smuft putting down a robotic support bay. So intriguing here that he's going for Reavers, just really desperately trying to push this advantage. I mean, I think it might have been better to have just put down an expansion, but he's choosing to risk it and putting down a robotic support day. That Vulture's getting into Smuft's space, and yeah, if he's unlucky, he might actually scout that. Oh yeah, oh my god. So that Vulture has actually scouted the Reaver showing up, so does not look good for Smuft at this point. Brat's going to have heaps of warning that yeah, he's only just started the Reaver, so Brat's going to have heaps of warning. In the meantime, he's just shot down a Dragoon. So game looking quite good for Brat at this point. Neither players have expanded, so that's good for Terran. That Vulture that was recently in Smuft's space has put down 2 mines, so Smuft is responding by actually clearing his secondary ramp to his space, maybe get some troops out that way. Not sure if that's his plan, but it looked to be the case, since the probe was actually harvesting those minerals there. Now we've got the mine center going, the second factory for Brat. So soon we'll be seeing an expansion of the Terran, and that expansion is probably going to come at the same time as the Protoss player putting down an expansion. Yeah, Protoss player putting down an expansion right now. So players are dead even in terms of economy, I feel. Maybe there's a little bit of a difference, but relatively even. And this Reaver, I mean, normally this Reaver would be able to even things up and actually inflict a lot of damage on those SCVs, because they're all on one base. They're really tightly packed, but as we've seen, Brat knows the Reaver's coming. Brat has actually put down 3 missile turrets all around his base, just defending every different location that he thinks the Reaver will be coming from. And that Reaver is showing up to do some damage now, and we'll see how that plays out in a second. Let's see, we've got tanks nicely set up in defense. Oh my god, sorry guys, I just had to pause the game for a second. I've got just a bit of a problem there with Skype. So yeah, back to the game. Sorry about that brief interruption. We'll find out how the Reaver harass goes in a second. Command center coming down from Brat, and yeah, those Dragoons aren't going to be able to do any damage to his expansion. Yeah, there's the Reaver now. Reaver trying to get some shots off, but it had to just be picked up quickly, and missile turrets preventing it from landing, so didn't really see much damage inflicted there. What happened is, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, it must have been my bad filming there. The tank actually got off a shot in that Reaver. As you can see, it's quite badly damaged, and Smuft had to pick it up again quickly before getting destroyed, and a lot of SCVs were able to survive that, and just trying to come in again from a different angle. He's got a missile turret, but it's further away to the right of the screen, and he can't land there at all, because those tanks will just destroy the Reaver instantaneously. We've got a Stargate going down, so again, just this seems to me like Smuft trying to stay one step ahead of Brat, but it's not really working. He doesn't have an economic advantage, so going with the starport is again a risk, just like going a Reaver was risk, just like getting the proxy gateway was a risk. So, I mean, this one may pay off. It might be third time lucky for Smuft, but Brat is definitely in a strong position where he can actually increase his factory count very quickly and make a push out. And the time has come, and Brat has been planning this for some time. Meanwhile, you'll notice that Smuft is actually researching air weapons there, and he'll be stopping now, because he knows that